hot one, and it's going to really affect the pitching between these two sides. Tommy Quintana taking the mound for the Outlaws. Peyton Markheim, unfortunately, sick today, so will be Rivers Freckleton getting his first start, second appearance of the season on the mound. Like I said, that kind of fatigue, it really affects you on the mound. You can really be tough, but just try to work around it, try to probably bring in a few different pitchers throughout the game and get it set up as the Outlaws looking to start their playoff run tomorrow.
Yeah, you're trying to empty the tank on some of these pitchers. You have the likely pitcher of the year going tomorrow in the starting role in Morgan County in the form of Brock Berry, likely Carter Reisig and Bumjin Cho out of the bullpen as well. So it's going to be all hands on deck, and winning that first game is so pivotal in a 3-game series.
Yeah, it really sets you up to hopefully try to get the sweep, but even if you can't win game 2 at home, you have a third game to potentially do that. And traveling that 2-hour ride back-to-back days really is going to affect the road team. In this case, it'll be Morgan County. So if you can get that first win, it really sets you up for prosperity, hopefully in the second or third game.
We only have the lone lineup from the Nebraska Outlaws right now. The Western Nebraska Pioneers playing their final regular season game today here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. Head coach Eric Toller in his final game as head coach here for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, finishing out a bit of a roller coaster season for them here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but they've been playing some really good baseball as of late. Got a big walk-off victory in their last game against Morgan County, and now they're back in action here against the Outlaws, trying to finish off, as you said, a high and low season, but trying to finish off on a high.
And we'll be back with those starting lineups here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Last time we talked, you had nothing to say. You chose to walk, give what we had away. I hope you get what you're looking for. But babe, with me, you close the door on everything we could have been. Don't go thinking we could be friends. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, you know. And when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. I really thought we might have been it, so
Welcome back in, folks, to KNEB and the Front Range League Network. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my spectacular broadcasting partner in Lucas Macklin. And we'd like to thank Nebraska Medical Center College of Nursing for today's starting lineups. UNMC is preparing the next generation of nurses with hands-on training, expert faculty, and real-world experience all close to home. If you're ready to make a difference in your community, start a rewarding career in healthcare, discover your future with the UNMC College of Nursing in Scottsbluff. For more information, contact Megan Graham at 308-632-2024. Let's get into that Outlaws starting lineup. They are visiting the Western Nebraska Pioneers today as they play their final home game. Leading off and playing shortstop, it's going to be Braden Basie. Hitting 2 and playing left field, it's going to be Gideon Leslie. Hitting third out of Modesto, California. Playing the hot corner, it is Xander Martinez. Hitting cleanup and playing first base is going to be Christian McKernan. Isaiah Murillo, the Gering native, will be out in right field. Down in the squat tonight, calling the signs, is going to be Grayson Matlock. Hitting 7th and DHing is going to be Kingston Lee. Hitting 8th and playing second base, it's going to be Grady Manuel. And rounding out this lineup, it's going to be Seth Onnested out there in center.
Yeah, it's a good lineup for the Outlaws. Again, it's one of those that is very top-heavy, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Pioneers do in this first inning. Last time these two teams faced off, 6 runs scored in that first inning. Really put the Pioneers on the back foot. Couldn't find their way back in that one. Had opportunities in that 12-2 loss, but just couldn't push across big runs in big moments. And then defensively, Basie at shortstop, like he's played a really good shortstop when he's played there, and we'll see what he can do today. Again, the final tune-up before the playoffs start. So that way they can try to be ready for the game tomorrow.
And it looks like we do have a starting lineup here. Looks like it's going to be Rivers Freckleton leading off and pitching. And it's going to be Paxton Markheim playing shortstop and hitting second. Michael Fisher will be playing first base and hitting third. Dante Wade will be in right field and hitting cleanup. Jacob Solis will be out in center and hitting fifth. Cole Roth will be down in the squat calling the signs tonight. Carter Simmons will be out in left field. Ray Zamaripa.
That's Carter Reisig.
Pardon me, Carter Reisig. It's Carter with a K on here. And Ray Zamaripa will be at second. And Deshaun Harvey will be at first. Any impressions from this lineup?
Well, I mean, this lineup last game against the Wranglers, able to put together a lot of extra base hits. I believe it was four triples in that game. In that walk-off win, we're able to put pressure on. And unlike that game against the Outlaws last time, they were able to actually get those big hits in big moments, especially in that final inning. A couple of walks, some good bunts, both from Deshaun Harvey and Michael Fisher to walk it off, and see what they do here today. Again, the final game for the Pioneers this season, try to go off on the right note.
And Jacob Solis trying to cap off that MVP season for him, the pride of Tucson, Arizona, hitting a little bit lower than we've seen him hit at times in this Pioneers order, especially since that bat has gotten really hot as of late.
Yeah, and they're just going to want to try to get as many people on while he's up. Again, the league leader in RBIs, league leader in extra base hits and home runs. He's tied Basie for the lead in triples. He's had the most extra base hits this season. The next closest is almost 10 down from him. And so you want that bat to be up with as many runners on as possible, and they're doing it here in the 5-hole today.
And you're going to see some guys in some unusual spots. Carter Reisig out there in left field. That will be interesting to see. He played a solid first base the other night.
Played a little bit of third as well, and at the plate looked good. Reached 3 or 4 times, a triple and a single, a big 2 RBI single in the 4th inning as well. So he's been a good bat when he's played for the Pioneers this year. Try to keep it up.
And we will be back on the other side with the opening pitch here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
the first moment I saw you, I knew I had to make you mine. Wanted to know everything about you. I didn't want to waste no time. What's something I can do for you, darling, that would make you smile? I'll bring you flowers, girl, enough to see for miles. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed.
Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my indescribable, immaculate broadcasting partner in Lucas Macklin. And quite the warm day to end the season on, the regular season at that, here in Front Range League play. And the Outlaws are hoping to go in with their best foot forward, and they've been scoring early, just not as often as they might like.
Yeah, I mean, the offense looked good in that game against the Pioneers last time these two teams faced. They were able to put up 6 runs last night in a 7-inning affair, another 7-inning ball game here. And again, when they've been really putting it on, they've been scoring early, and it's been a big part due to that top of the lineup, specifically, with guys like Braden Basie and Gideon Leslie being able to get on base and in front of some of those big bats like Christian McKernan.
And they put up a crooked number again last night in that first inning, putting up 4 runs in that first inning. But but unfortunately, they just put up 2 for the rest of the game, and you'd like to see them try and tack on a little bit more, as they're a team that's prone to put up crooked numbers, and you want to try and see them do that throughout the game, whereas just scoring early and kind of taking their foot up off the gas a little bit. We've seen them play back on their heels at times too, and try and almost let teams back into it.
Yeah, we kind of saw that last game that they played the Pioneers. They scored 6 runs in that first inning and then went scoreless for the next 5 innings before they were finally able to get to Paxton Markheim. So, like you said, if they get ahead early, you want them to kind of keep adding on and set themselves up for the postseason that starts tomorrow. And it's going to be a tough task because Wranglers are getting some reinforcements from the Pioneers in the form of Jacob Solis, Cole Roth, and Rivers Freckleton. The Outlaws will be getting Carter Simmons just to get some guys some more reps at the end of the year. So that Wranglers team is going to look a lot tough because the pitching on the Wranglers has been pretty solid this year. It's been the hitting that's kind of let them down this season, and they'll be getting some additions for next week's games.
On the pitching side of things, though, for a 3-game series, you're going to need a little bit more depth, and they've lost a little bit of that as they've had some guys trickle out. They're likely going to need innings out of Solis. They were hoping to get innings out of Freckleton, but it seems like he's going to need to go as long as he can today for the Pioneers. It's likely going to be Madden Aguilar, as it was Bauke and Balling last night of their typical POs. They obviously also have Percy Odo and Hoshi Yusei, but those are typical position players, and they're low on guys. The Outlaws are about the only team that has held on to a majority of their players.
Especially pitching-wise. I mean, that's kind of been the big thing for the Pioneers. Their offense has played great at times this year. Again, Jacob Solis, the MVP of the league. Rivers Freckleton and Carter Simmons both came in and played really well right out of the gate. It's just been the pitching that they lost, and that's kind of where the Outlaws have held their advantage. It's been in pitching. With guys like Brock Berry, Carter Reisig, Alonso Prasad, with how he's come on and pitched really well. It's just something that the Pioneers and the Wranglers haven't really been able to hold on to, and that's kind of been the big difference in the league this year.
And those Outlaws, when you talk about pitching and eating innings, they have 6 guys that have the most innings here in the Front Range League, and Brock Berry, Carter Reisig, Tommy Quintana, who's going to get even more. Carter Reisig just passed him. Alon Prasad is likely going to get a start in those playoff games. Marcel Alexander, he pitched last night. He's available today. It's his final day here, but he has 23 innings this season. And Jack Banning left a couple weeks ago, but he also had 21 and a third innings, which is more than anybody else in the Front Range League.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the big difference. It just kind of keeps showing why they're at the front of the league right now, and right now they're probably the favorites to win it.
And we will be back after a quick break here with the opening pitch here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I love your style, and I love your grace. Said I love to put a smile on your pretty little face. I love it when you're close to me. That's where I want you to always be. I didn't know when I found you that I would find a love so true. And you can see it in my eyes. That girl, you've got me hypnotized. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow.
In folks to KNEB and the Front Range League Network, I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my awesome, amazing partner in Lucas Macklin. We'd like to thank one of our great partners in Papa Murphy's Pizza. Today's opening pitch is brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff. It's love at 425 degrees. And don't forget to register for the Papa Murphy's Text Club for a sweet deal. And remember, we got the West Coast Scoreboard today. They are a proud sponsor of our local sports, supporting athletes on the team and producers in the field for all your agronomy, bean, feed, and petroleum needs. Westco Service Solutions Success. We're really looking to see how the Pioneers can kind of hopefully end on a positive note here. They're not making the playoffs, but you want to try and leave with the best taste in your mouth as possible. And if you're the Outlaws, you want to try and go in with your best foot forward, try and limit the pitching that you're going to use today, as you're going to need it for that 3-game series.
Yeah, and you really want to see Tommy Quintana try to go out there and give you 4, maybe even 5 innings of efficient ball. Because like you said, you don't really want to try to use too many pitchers in a game that, obviously it still matters for pride, but it doesn't really matter as far as standings and playoffs go. So for the Pioneers, they've started behind him both of their last 2 games. So you'd like to see them try to work an efficient first inning and allow that offense to come out with a chance to try to put them out in front early, so that way they can be the ones out in front protecting a lead rather than playing from behind.
And the Outlaws are hoping to keep up their trend of starting quick. They're hoping to stay a little bit more consistent on the offensive side. It looked like they were possibly going to go home early in that last game against the Pioneers. Instead, they kind of let the Pioneers creep back in for a little bit. They do get a little bit of insurance at the end of that one, but that one does not end early. And you're really going to want to get into the bullpen early here of the Pioneers. It's going to be very thin. And knowing that, you're going to want to try and take long at-bats, try and put together quality at-bats. Coach Grunfelder preaches that.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please
And we are going to our Spangled Banner here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
For Front Range League Baseball here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. It's going to be Rivers Freckleton hailing from the Great North from Toronto, Canada.
Gering, Nebraska, get on your feet. Let's play some ball.
All right, fans, you heard him. It's a moment to
You really
welcome
just want him to try to force some contact. Defense behind the Pioneers. They've had some issues in the last couple of games, but it's been a good defense. You got a good catcher behind the plate. And again, not a traditional pitcher, so we'll see what he can do here. He's gone one game where he went 2 innings, allowing a couple of earned runs. So we'll see how long he's able to go for this Pioneers team, trying to finish off on the right foot.
He's going to be facing a dangerous part of this Outlaws order that's been tough to retire, especially early in games. It's going to be Braden Basie, one of those MVP candidates. Hitting first, Gideon Leslie is really high on that RBI leaderboard here in the Front Range League. And then Xander Martinez has been a consistent bat all year. And then the power of Christian McKernan. And Isaiah Murillo has also been swinging a hot bat for these Outlaws.
Yeah, and the Outlaws, like you said, last time that these two teams played, they went 7 batters without recording a single out. And they'll try to follow that up here again in this one, trying to put themselves out in front early and try to put the Pioneers in the rearview mirror.
And it's a hot one out there. These teams likely wanting to go home early. They would like to be in the favorable side of that, however. The Outlaws have the ability to do that. The Pioneers as well. They've gotten their licks in against this Outlaws teams at times. But they're going to need a good start here out of Rivers Freckleton and a likely good relief appearance out of Paxton Markheim out of the bullpen.
Yeah, they really are kind of limited on who they can pitch. Again, they were wanting Peyton Markheim to go today. He's under the weather, so he's not pitching. So you'd like to see Freckleton try to get 3 or 4 out of you, and then whoever comes out of the bullpen, whether it is Paxton or it is Solis, even maybe Ray or Fisher, one of those guys to give you some innings at the end of this game. But you'd like to see Freckleton start that off on the right foot.
We saw Ferguson struggle with that last time, just going a third of an inning for these Pioneers. Bit of a rough day to wear black jerseys. Both teams actually in their darker jerseys. The Outlaws wearing their black, navy blue, cloud-like jersey, the way they've been described. Both teams wearing gray pants as well. So it looks like it's going to be Braden Basie leading off here. Out of the Pioneers dugout, it almost looked like. There is more shade over there. Could be part of the decision-making there.
Yeah, you want to avoid the sun as much as possible if you can.
Braden Basie had the night off last night in Fort Morgan, but he is slashing .438, .611 with a .596 slug, and not a whole lot of strikeouts, just 13 on the year. The first pitch delivered low and away. Out of all the stats that he's put up this year, do you have one that's most impressive to you? As the delivery is lined over by Markheim, and that's going to sneak by the glove of him for a lead-off single here to start this one.
Well, as I was about to say, he's on base now. For me, it's the stolen base numbers for him. He's been so good on the base paths. He's only been caught 3 times this year in 34 attempts, and that's been pushing the metal. So often he's turned singles into doubles and into triples with those stolen base threats, that speed. And it really is just kind of a feel thing. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's such a good feel for the guy on the mound. He's able to time it up well, and he's able to get a ton of stolen bases.
As Gideon Leslie is digging into that right-handed batter's box. His first pitch misses up for ball 1. Gideon Leslie has had a pretty good year as well. He is third on the team in RBIs with 22. Slashing .254, .398, and .343. Is that Second pitch misses low for ball 2. The count is 2-0 here on Gideon Leslie.
He got off to a little bit of a slow start, but he's really picked it up in the month of July. He's been really good and kind of forced himself up the lineup. A guy who started at the bottom of the lineup, now he's batting here in the 2-hole.
Leslie checks his swing. Looks like it was called on the pitch, however, for strike 1. Basie is yet to make a move over there at first base. So that pitch misses low once again for ball 3. It's now 3-1 on the 2-hitter for the Outlaws. Ray dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue in that last game against the Wranglers. He's at second base, though, so shouldn't need the arm too much today. So that one is lined into right field. Wade moving back on it. He's not going to get to it. That's going to be off the wall. Basie's into third base. Leslie's into second. They're going to send Basie home. The throw comes in. Leslie into third base with a triple. Gideon Leslie ties Braden Basie with 23 RBIs, and the Outlaws strike early once again.
Good approach there, sending it into the opposite field. Wade, just a little bit of a bad read, although I don't think he was going to get to it anyways. And then missed the cutoff man of Zamaripa, threw it directly into second. Markham to go get it and allowed Leslie to get into third.
Now Martinez is in a prime RBI situation for himself as that pitch is taken in for ball 1.
And that really is kind of a factor of being down 3-1 in the count. Started behind each one of these Outlaws hitters so far.
That one lands on the inner half, and the count will even at 1-1. Not the start you wanted if you're Rivers Freckleton. First 2 batters reaching on hits. The 1-1 to Martinez is grounded foul off to the left side. He's ahead here on Xander, however.
See if you can find a big put-away pitch here. Again, the infield playing back, willing to succeed a run for an out early in this ballgame.
Seen the Outlaws struggle with this at times, though, having a runner on base with less than 2 outs. That one's going to come inside and almost hits Martinez, but misses in. The count will even once again at 2-2. The 2-2 is grounded back up the middle, and that ball has 20-20, and Martinez will have an RBI of his own. 3 straight hits to start this one, and the Outlaws lead early 2-0. Still nobody out in this top half of the first inning.
Yeah, 2 of those hits have just kind of snuck through the infield up the middle. One just under the glove of Markheim's. That one right there just grounded up the middle, able to work it through that slow infield. It's not been a ton of hard contact so far, but it's just been doing its job finding those holes.
Center Martinez average will creep above 325 with that base hit. Freckleton will check over on first base, and that ball almost got through Harvey's glove. If there's one game that your glove's going to break, it's going to be this one for the Pioneers. McKernan now up with a lot of power in that bat, and he's been swinging it well recently. Pitch to him is foul. A little surprised he didn't get out of the box a little bit quicker on that one.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a late call there from the home plate umpire. It was tough to tell from up here. Maybe he saw it better than us. Obviously, McKernan is also looking down the line. Must have noticed it was not going to be a fair ball.
Gotta imagine that ball will be flying today with it being a warm one out here in Gering. McKernan had an RBI single last night as he fouls that one back for strike 2. Was also hit by a pitch. That's one thing these Outlaws have done particularly well, is being hit by pitches. McKernan second on the team with 8. Braden Basie in first with 21. 0-2. Taken for strike 3, and that is how Rivers Freckleton gets the first out of this one.
Just pounding the zone there against McKernan, got him in an 0-2 count. And fooled him there with that pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Now it is the Gering native, slashing 296, 438, and 366.
Next up for the Outlaws,
A little bit lower in that hit by pitch category, though, with just one. He's looking to add another base hit, though, trying to extend this crooked number inning for the Outlaws as he takes away for ball one.
So far, now 5 batters, and 4 of them have started with the first pitch misses for Freckleton.
Pitch to Murillo is fouled out of play to the right side. Count will even at 1-1.
Now ball brought to you by Extreme Dents.
Murillo had a pretty good game the last time he played these Pioneers. Going 4 for 6 with 3 singles and a double. And an RBI as well. The 1-1. Swung on line down the right field line and foul. That had extra bases written all over it, though, especially down that right field line.
Yeah, a couple of times in this game already, we've seen them just skirt that foul ball line. One on the left side for McKernan, that one the right field line for Murillo. Just couldn't quite keep it fair, and now he's got a 1-2 count. He's got a battle.
Outlaws trying to add on here. They lead 2-0 on that West Coast scoreboard here in the top half of the first. 1 out. Xander Martinez at first base. The 1-2 is taken high for ball 2. Count will even once again.
Seen a couple of times Freckleton go with a off-speed pitch. Just hasn't quite dipped where he's wanted it to. That one almost dipped back into the top of the zone, though.
The 2-2. It's going to miss inside, and the count will run full. First full count of the game for Rivers Freckleton. So if you're wanting efficient outs, he's been getting efficient at-bats, just not getting those outs. The payoff from Freckleton. Swung hit hard over to third base. Fisher throws it over to second. Zamaripa is able to stay on the bag. They're only able to get one. So Murillo will reach on the fielder's choice.
It looked like Fisher was looking to go to first and then made a last-second decision to go to second. A little bit of a wobbly throw, but still able to beat Martinez over to second.
And it's going to be the switch-hitting catcher of Grayson Matlock hitting from the left side here with 2 away. So that pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Matlock, one of the younger Front Range League players, just 18 years old, fresh out of high school. Out of the Houston, Texas area in Cypress. The 0-1, ticking low for ball 1. Freckleton sets, delivers the 1-1 high. Count will go to 2-1.
And this is a big at-bat here because you want to keep Pioneers close. Quintana's on the mound. Pioneers have shown to be able to hit him last 2 times he's played this Pioneers team. He's given up at least 8 runs. So you know you can score on him, but you want to go up to the plate with the game close enough to try to get back into it.
The 2-1 is skied behind third base. Moving in on it and making the catch is Carter Reisig. Switching clothing for today. Nonetheless, it is out number 3. The Outlaws score 2 in the top half of the first inning, a long top half of the first inning where 6 batters come to the plate. We'll be back on the other side here on KNEB and the Front Range League. Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my beautiful partner in Lucas Macklin. We'd like to thank one of our incredible partners in Wells Fargo. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorse at 308-632-7561. Together, we'll go far. Tommy Quintana is on the mound today for the Nebraska Outlaws, and he's hoping to have a little bit of a bounce back start against these Pioneers.
Yeah, last time he was out, he gave up 9 runs. Only 6 of them were earned because of some defensive mistakes. But Pioneers are able to hit the long ball against him. 4 home runs against Tommy Quintana. It was a big game for the offense then, and they're going to need a big one here. Already down 2 runs. Again, you're missing the pitcher who actually pitched in this game last time, and Peyton Markheim. So it's a game you're probably going to have to score quite a bit in if you want to be able to win it. And so we'll see what the Pioneers can try to do that here against the guy they've had a ton of success of this year, especially the last couple of times out.
Well, Freckleton was one of those guys as he is plunked in the elbow on the first pitch.
That's a good way to start. Stands in there, takes one there, and now you have a runner on, and we'll see if they can try to keep that momentum going.
4 home runs given up by Quintana in that one. So that pitch misses for ball 1. Not necessarily the start you wanted if you're Quintana.
And now brings in one of the guys who also hit a home run off of him in Paxton Markheim.
That pitch misses inside for ball 2. So it's been 3 straight balls to start this one.
Yeah, they've all missed arm side for Quintana. Usually the one thing you can say about him, he's been very accurate on the mound, but not a good start for him here.
The 2-0 to Markheim. Freckleton will take off as that one is bounced foul off to the left side. Count will go to 2-1. As that pitch lands, and that will even the count at 2-2 from Quintana, hoping to get that first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner on first base in the form of Freckleton. He is pitching with the lead. They lead 2-0 on the West Coast scoreboard. The 2-2 from Quintana. Swung grounded over to Martinez at third. He bobbles it. The long throw to first will not be in time. He's going to get by McKernan and hit off Salters. So that will keep Rivers Freckleton from scoring. He will get to third base, however.
Yeah, it was very fortunate that hit Salters. If it doesn't, I think Freckleton's scoring. And on the same front of that, he bobbled it initially. At that point, you got to eat it. There was no chance of him making that throw to first. And then, as we said, just compounding errors. You make the initial error, and then the throwing error allows Freckleton to get to third, and there's still no one out in the inning.
We saw him make a throwing error in last night's game as well, and it puts Quintana in a bit of a unpredictable position here as Fisher's going to line that pitch fair down the left field line. Freckleton will come in to score. Markheim will stay at second, so it's going to be an RBI single here for Michael Fisher.
Saw the first pitch he liked and went after it. Got himself a hit. He was the hero in the last game against the Wranglers on a sacrifice bunt attempt that scored Freckleton, and he scores Freckleton there with a traditional RBI single.
It's going to bring up Tay Wade here. As he's looking to put up more damage here as that first pitch lands for strike 1. Similar stories so far in these first 2 innings for both offenses. Been tough to retire early. Both teams, the first 3 have reached. As Wade swings and misses at that off-speed low and away, and he goes down 0-2.
Yeah, and we saw Freckleton able to try to work around that. Did give up a couple of runs, but limited the damage. Now Quintana's got to try to do something similar here.
The 0-2 swung on and missed, and it's same story, different book here for both pitching staffs. The first 3 batters reach, but the 4th goes down on 3 pitches.
Yeah, but it brings in a very dangerous bat in the form of Jacob Solis. He had a double against Quintana in the last game that he played against them. He also just missed a home run twice in the same at bat.
He's got 2 runners on here at first and second. First pitch is grounded foul off to the left side, being aggressive early once again here.
And I like this from the Pioneers. Obviously, it's good to work some counts, but you got a guy like Quintana and he gives you a pitch to hit, you want to attack early. And the Pioneers have been playing well. It's really been early in counts.
1 out, runners on first and second. 1 run already in. The 0-1 misses low and away for ball 1. The lead has been cut in half already. It's 2-1 Outlaws on the West Coast scoreboard. Pioneers hoping to flip it. They got the right bat up to do so. The 1-1 to Solis is swung on and lifted into right field for a base hit. In comes Markheim. He will score. The throw into third base to try and get Fisher will not be in time, so Fisher will go first to third. Solis will have another RBI, and the Pioneers have tied this one up.
Love that inside-out approach from Solis. We've seen him obviously show pull power, but that one just muscling it out to right field gets himself his 32nd RBI of the season. And the Pioneers have already tied it, still just 1 out in the inning.
Runners at the corners here for the young Cole Roth, another recent high school graduate out of Fresno, California, going to be attending Cal State Bakersfield in the fall. The first pitch, Solis will take off for second. Matlock will throw down. And a little bit of a miscommunication, it looks like.
I actually like that play over there at second. It looked like Manuel was playing up in case Fisher went. He was going to play that ball. Instead, Fisher stays, so he let it go through. But Basie just a little bit late there, couldn't quite field it as Solis and Basie kind of collided at second base.
Yeah, the only issue with that is that you're going to cut Basie's vision late there on the throw down, as Roth is going to ground that over to Martinez. His only play is to first base. He will throw it over. Solis will get into third base, but they take the lead, and Solis will move into third.
Yeah, and I know Martinez is probably still thinking about that error, but I would have liked to see him try to look back Solis a little bit more, just because he had plenty of time to make that play over at first. Could have taken a little bit more time, but instead, Solis is able basically just to take third without any throw back.
Brings in Carter Reisig, who switched laundry for today. First pitch misses in for ball 1.
He had one of the 4 triples in that game against the Wranglers.
That pitch is fouled back for strike 1.
3 minutes remaining in our hometown hero promo. That's
That Wranglers outfield the other day was lacking a little bit of speed out there.
Just a little bit.
Maybe an atypical outfielder or two out there for them. The 1-1 to Reisig is swung on, hit well into that right center gap. Moving over is Murillo, and he will not get to it. Reisig will cruise into second base with an RBI double.
Heck of an effort from Murillo out there, just couldn't field it down, and that's the same exact spot that Reisig went to last night for his triple, although hit it a little bit farther last night as that one got to the wall. This time it was tailing towards right field in Murillo, and like you said, an amazing effort, but just couldn't quite come up with it. Another RBI, and the Pioneers have taken a 4-2 lead.
Outlaws getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine here, as Ray Zamaripa will dig in. 2 outs here in the inning. Reisig on second base. They've taken a 4-2 lead on that West Coast scoreboard.
next event for the Pirates, second baseman, Ray Zamaripa.
First pitch misses up and in on Zamaripa for ball 1.
Had just one at bat last night where he grounded out 2 short before he was eventually taken out for Harvey.
As that one is lined into left field, and that one will get down. Reisig will be sent. The throw in from Leslie will be in time, and that's the third put out from the outfield that we've seen over these last two games from the Outlaws defense, but it's not enough as they still trail 4-2 as we head to the second inning here on KNB in the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network. I'm joined by my fabulous and fantastic partner, Lucas Macklin. We'd like to thank another one of our fantastic and fabulous partners in their own right. Monument Physical Therapy understands that one size doesn't fit all. That's why they offer flexible treatment plans designed to fit any lifestyle. They have board-certified orthopedic specialists who brings creativity and expertise together. And the Dugout, they invite you to come check out the newest recreational option in Scottsbluff. You can register online at info.thedugoutsb.com. And it's been a high-scoring affair once again between these two early as the Pioneers lead 4-2 after just one.
Yeah, offense really came out, showed out. It's what they needed to do. They responded and got themselves the lead. And now we'll see what Freckleton does here against the bottom three in the lineup. And we talked about this before. When the Outlaws are playing really well, it's this bottom part of the lineup that is doing its job. Last time these two teams played, Grady Manuel was at the bottom of the lineup, reached 4 times. And so we'll see if this bottom of the lineup here with Kingston Lee, Grady Manuel, and Seth Onnested can do that again here to set up that top of the lineup.
Seth Onnested had himself a solid night last night, going 1 for 2 with a walk, a sac fly, and 3 RBIs. Kingston Lee, the Big Island native, will lead off against Freckleton. First pitch taken for strike one. The 1 swung and missed for strike two. Freckleton ahead early 0-2.
And our current hometown hero promo has concluded.
And he swings and misses at that one. And it's a 3-pitch strikeout for Rivers Freckleton for out number 1.
Really good start in this inning after those runs scored last inning. Able to get out with that early out. See if he can try to keep it going.
In steps the Texas native Grady Manuel out of Floresville, Texas. Hoping to try and flip that lineup card over. First pitch misses for ball 1. Looks like it's Carter Reisig over at shortstop now, and Paxton Markheim, I believe, out in left field. As that one lands for strike 1 and the count will even.
Could see maybe just getting guys different looks at different spots.
The 1-1 taken for strike 2. There could have been possibly an extra base hit deal with Eric Toller that Reisig was going to get to play the infield.
It's possible.
Manuel's going to need a battle here, though. Down 1-2 to Rivers Freckleton. The 1-2 is taken inside. Count will even. Freckleton trying to get his second strikeout of the inning. The 2-2 taken away on the off speed to run the count full.
Freckleton on the mound is standing on the very far right side of that rubber. He's almost just not standing on it at all.
The payoff. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Freckleton, and he's got 3 on the night so far through 1 2/3.
And a great response. Again, those first 3 batters with a triple and 2 singles, and since then, he's retired the next 5 batters, 3 via the strikeout.
And we saw this that game against the Pioneers. We saw it again last night. They're scoring early, but not necessarily often. Onnested trying to change that narrative here in the 9-hole. First pitch to him is grounded just foul down that third base line for strike 1. He's also living in the zone a lot more in this second inning. The 1 misses low to even the count. Onested's got the power to cut this lead in half. Haven't seen the home run power in a bit. So that pitch is lined back up the middle, and that will get down for a 2-out base hit to flip this dangerous lineup card over.
All right, that brings in the top 3 of this lineup that all got hits off of Freckleton the first time they faced him. See what adjustments Freckleton has second time through.
See if the Outlaws have any more 2-out magic in them. They've used a lot of it this year.
Back down the order for the Outlaws, shortstop, Braden Basie.
First pitch to Basie is taken inside for ball 1. Is it fair to say he's slowed down a little bit? If you can even say that.
Calling his second half a slump is, I think, pretty overreactive, but it definitely has been down since the beginning of the season.
Anytime you're hitting above 400 and getting an on base above 600, it's hard to say you're in any kind of slump ever. And Onnested got a little bit of a bad jump, but Zamaripa unable to field it. So he will have a stolen base and take away that force out and get into scoring position here with 2 outs as the count runs to 3-0 on Braden Basie.
He left actually a little bit early against Freckleton, took a late stop. Freckleton steps off, he's got him in a rundown, but pitch goes in and he's got a stolen bag.
The 3-0 is taken, and Basie will have a walk. He's reached both times today, and that's going to bring in Gideon Leslie, who had the power in that first inning.
Yeah, it's just his first walk of the day. And again, these Outlaws don't go down without a fight in these innings.
If you're going to walk anybody, likely the guy that you want to walk, especially with the base open. Leads the Front Range League in batting average. Especially with 2 outs here in that long outfield grass. A likely score if the ball can get down. And Leslie hammers that out into left field. If it stays fair, it will be gone, and it'll be foul. Just a long strike.
But he was about to have a chance for. He almost had the 2 hardest parts of the cycle down. He's already got a triple in this game.
We saw Tegan Maloney put up 1 earlier this year in just 4 innings in sequential order. Leslie has already ruined the sequential order part of it, unfortunately.
And so far, Leslie's been seeing Freckleton really well. Already has a triple, just missed a home run there.
And that one is lined into center field. It seems like Solis has a read on it, though, and he'll be under it for out number 3. The Outlaws try and put up a fight there with 2 outs. Unfortunately, it fails as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. The Pioneers lead 4-2 on that West Coast scoreboard here on the Front Range League Network and KNEB. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network. I am Bob Parsons, joined by my splendid broadcasting partner one last time here in Lucas Macklin, and we would like to tell you about some of our splendid partners as well. Russell's Automotive, your family-owned go-to for all your quality automotive repair needs. Herstead Monument Company, serving the Valley for 100 years. Matlock will send that last warm-up pitch down to second base from Tommy Quintana. He's going to work on his second inning of work here, and he's going to hope it goes a little bit better than that first one.
We've seen him a few times this season bounce back in his second and third innings after giving up some runs in that first inning. We'll see if he can do that here, although he's got Harvey up and then the top of the lineup due up in this inning.
They got bottom of the second for the Pioneers.
Deshaun Harvey has shown power in that bat. He's also been prone to the strikeout, however. First pitch to the young lefty is grounded just foul down that first base line for strike one. Harvey was the only Pioneer to not hit in that first inning. He's hoping to flip that lineup card over here for Eric Toller. The 0-1 taken for strike two. Had a chat with Tommy pregame. He generally goes with the sleeves, but he decided over 100 degrees was a little too hot to wear the long black sleeves under his jersey today, as that pitch misses away for ball one.
I was surprised he considered it with how hot it is.
He's a Fresno native. He is used to this kind of heat, being in the Central Valley of California. The 1-2 to Harvey. He strikes out looking there on a Tommy Quintana breaking ball.
Yeah, I think he thought it was going to break just a little bit more. That one stopped right at that inside part of the plate.
And it's going to be a pitcher-pitcher duel here. Freckleton is dueling Quintana so far. Quintana plunked him on the first pitch last time. Freckleton swings through that one for strike one.
And that pitcher, Bruce Freckleton.
Freckleton has not looked bad, especially considering he's a position player. Those 2 runs over those first 2 innings of work for him. The 0-1. Swung on and hit well out into center field. Onested's got a read on it. He's under it for out number 2.
And just like Freckleton in his second inning of work, Quintana's got 2 quick outs. See if he can get the third one, put away Markheim here. Try to get those bats back up with a chance to tie it in the top half of the third.
Next up to the Pioneer shortstop, Paxton Markheim.
Quintana sets. Delivers the first pitch to Markheim. Away for ball one. So each of the first 2 hitters have hit twice in these first 2 innings. That pitch is taken for strike one. Markheim reached on that Xander Martinez throwing error last inning. The 1-1 from Quintana. Takes the front door breaker for strike two. Quintana just 1 pitch away from going 1, 2, 3 in order here for the Outlaws pitching staff. That pitch is lined in left field, and that one's going to get by Leslie. A bad hop, and Markheim is going to try for second, and he will get in there safely. So it's going to be a 2-out single for Paxton Markheim. Pardon me, double, according to scorekeeper Gabe. It's going to bring up Michael Fisher hitting from the right side here. He had the RBI single and later scored.
Well, either way, defense once again hurting Quintana.
So that pitch is fouled back for strike one.
We'll see if he can try to get a quick out here and not let it come back to haunt them.
We've seen parallels from these first 2 innings. The ball just bouncing a little bit more the Pioneers' way as that one is skied in that right side of the infield. McKernan trying to battle the sun. He's able to haul it in for out number 3. So the 2-out double does not harm Quintana. We'll head to the 3rd inning here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to Front Range League action. I'm Bob Parsons, joined, unfortunately, one last time by my supercalifragilisticexpialidocious partner in Lucas Macklin. And it's going to be Rivers Freckleton on for his 3rd inning of work here as he looks to keep this lead for the Pioneers in their final game of the season.
Yeah, and once again, Freckleton, kind of similar to him and Quintana, both having better second innings, going scoreless. We'll see if he can try to get this heart of the order down quickly and get those bats back up. Also, some more defensive changes. Markheim's back at short with Fisher out in left and Reisig now playing 3rd.
Gotta wonder if he's going for all 9 positions today.
You'd have to make a couple switches in inning. Also, I doubt they're going to have Reisig catch.
Well, those might be the 2 that he doesn't do. As that first pitch to Martinez misses up and away for ball 1. It's going to be Martinez, McKernan, and Murillo in this 3rd inning against Freckleton. The 1-0 is fouled back towards us for strike 1, and the count will even. Pioneers lead 4-2 over the Outlaws on that West Coast scoreboard. Nobody on, nobody out here in the top half of the 3rd inning as that one is dotted on the outer half for strike 2 to Xander Martinez.
Once again, Freckleton's been doing a good job at filling up the zone. Just 1 walk. That was to Basie in that last inning.
The 1-2 spikes that off speed, and the count will even at 2-2. Outlaws trying to mount a comeback here in the 3rd inning, and just a 7-inning affair here on this warm Sunday. And Martinez is going to line that one into the right center gap. He is going to stay put at first base after making a turn, and he's going to have a leadoff single.
And now his top of the lineup has reached in 5 of 6 ABs. We'll see if the bottom 6, outside of Onnested, can try to get better results as the next 5 batters all recorded outs against Freckleton.
Martinez is 2 for 2 so far today. McKernan was that first batter to be retired back in the first inning as he fouls that one back towards us for strike one. If only that upper netting wasn't here, we'd have a chance at a fly ball maybe.
It could bounce off the walkway and in. It's possible.
That pitch is grounded over to third for Fisher for 1 to second. First is not in time. So it will be a fielder's choice as they retire Martinez at second base. Second time that's happened to Xander Martinez. There will be one out here in the top half of the third inning. Brings in Isaiah Murillo, the Gering, Nebraska native. He will be attending Peru State once again this next year. That pitch misses up for ball one.
Murillo's last time up just missed a double the opposite way. He was the one that grounded into that fielder's choice eventually at third.
That pitch is fouled back for strike one. Count is now 1-1 here on Murillo. Who's been very versatile in the field for Coach McCoy so far this season. That pitch is taken on the outer half for strike two. He's down now 1-2 in the count. Really good at getting ahead of hitters here so far in this inning. He's gotten ahead of every single one. The 1-2, swung on and lined into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and Murillo will have a one-out single and move McKernan into scoring position.
It's a second two-strike hit of the inning for the Outlaws. Doing a good job hitting with 2 strikes here.
Can they hit with 2 outs and runners in scoring position? They only got 1 right now. Kingston Lee might need a little bit more pine tar on that bat. Runners on first and second here for Rivers Freckleton with just 1 out here in the top half of the third inning. Outlaws looking to cut into that lead. Tying run on first base, go ahead run standing in that left-handed batter's box in the form of Grayson Matlock. And he lines that one down the right field line, foul. The Outlaws have been walking that line so far today. Has not bounced their way yet, though.
Yeah, most of them have been just not being able to stay out or stay back on it. Saw that from Gideon Leslie in that last inning. See it there from Matlock.
Oh, 1 misses up and away for ball 1. Matlock fondly referred to as Boots or Tex by his teammates. The 1-1 is fouled back. It's now 1-2 here on Matlock.
Technically, the netting actually ends right there, so if it bounces off that netting, it could roll in here.
It would need to have a little bit of oomph, though. Not great at geometry, but the angles would need to be right there as that ball is fouled off to the left side out of play. We'll do the 1-2 once again.
Another 2-strike count. See if Freckleton can try to get a different result from those first 2.
So that pitch just misses low. Count will even at 2-2. The 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and that is the second out of the inning.
We'll see if these next two can make adjustments. They both went down swinging their first time up. This one, Kingston Lee, he went down in 3 pitches.
Batters 4 through 8, besides Murillo, have all gone down on via the strikeout already. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. That ball is lined into that left center gap. Moving over on it and not getting to it is Michael Fisher. 1 run's going to come around to score. Here comes the tying run in the former Murillo. He will get in standing, and Kingston Lee, a big 2-out, 2 RBI double.
He wasn't waiting around on that one. First pitch into that left center gap. Michael Fisher just couldn't quite get to it. And it's a brand new ball game here.
See if this bottom of the order can continue the success of Kingston Lee. Grady Manuel digging into that right-handed batter's box. That ball hung up for a while. Michael Fisher unable to get over to it, however. First pitch to Manuel, misses inside for ball 1. Pitch to Manuel is fouled into the dirt for strike 1. Count will even. Manuel's going to ground that one over to Reisig. The throw over to first is in time for out number 3, but not before the Outlaws strike and tie this one up off of Freckleton. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 3rd inning here. West Coast scoreboard reads 4-4 here on KNB in the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my magical, marvelous partner, Lucas Macklin. And we'd like to thank another one of our great partners in Castle and Cook. Contact Jennifer Urdialis, your local 5-star lender with Castle and Cook Mortgage, for a simple, friendly, fast loan process for all your home purchase or refinance. Contact Jennifer today. Castle and Cook Mortgage, the key to your castle. It's Tommy Quintana on for his 3rd inning of work here, as he will now be pitching in a tie ball game.
Yeah, and outside of that hit to Markheim, he looked good in that last inning, but kind of seen similar stories in each of these innings. So if the trend continues, this dangerous part of the Pioneers lineup, see if they can get to him here.
It's going to be Dante Wade here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. He struck out on 3 pitches his last time up. First pitch from Quintana is grounded over to Basie at short. He fields, throws over to first base, gets the speedy Wade for out number 1. Good hustle of Wade down there on the line, making that play a little bit closer than it probably should have been.
Yeah, it was close. If Basie bobbles that at all, I think Wade's going to beat it out. But a good play by Basie at short. He's played a great defensive short when he's played there all season, and he continues to excel over there.
And it's going to bring in the MVP of the Front Range League, Jacob Solis. First pitch misses inside for ball one. Jacob Solis out of Tucson, Arizona, home of the Wildcats. That pitch misses up for ball two. Very good Mexican food down in Tucson, Arizona. Some of the best in the entire country. The 2-0 is fouled off to the right side out of play. It will now be 2-1 on Jacob Solis. Played a baseball tournament down in Tucson, Arizona. That was my last time pitching up until this summer. As Solis grounds that one over to Martinez. He is unable to field it. Solis will take a big turn, but stay put at first.
Martinez just elated over there at third. Another one of those plays that you want to try to see him play it instead of letting the ball play him. Tried to wait to the last second to make the play on the ground. If he's able to charge it a little bit more, he can play it in the air and he'll have a much easier time.
I marked that down as E5. Scorekeeper Gabe said that was a single.
Could go either way.
That pitch misses low to Cole Roth for ball one. Either way, Tommy Quintana has not gotten a ton of help defensively today. Didn't bite them last inning. Pitch to Roth, misses away for ball two. He's gone down 2-0 on each of these last two hitters. Solis put a single just past the glove of Martinez. That pitch is lined in the left field, and Leslie will play it, keep Solis at second. That's back-to-back singles here for the Pioneers. Bring in Carter Reisig.
He's got the lone extra base hit for the Pioneers in this game. He's got a couple runners on here, see if he can try to do some damage.
He already has one RBI on the afternoon, evening so far. And they're going to courtesy run for Roth. It's going to be Dante Wade, so likely if he puts another one in the gap here, Wade will score.
A lot of speed on the base paths right now.
First pitch to Reisig is taken for strike one.
If Solis can get a read, I wouldn't be surprised if they try a double steal.
Manuel holding him on over there at second. Bounces back. Reisig's going to ground that foul off to the left side to put him down 0-2. We've seen the Outlaws be aggressive with two strikes on the base pass. Interesting to see what the Pioneers do here. The 0-2 is popped up out of play off to the right side. We'll do the 0-2 once again. Tommy Quintana trying to escape another jam here. The 0-2 to Reisig. Swung on and popped up over into right field. Down for a base hit. It'll just be station to station, though, for the Pioneers. And so Solis wasn't sure if that one was going to drop or not. But instead, it's three straight singles.
He just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to run to an out. But that one was out of the reach of Murillo. Now the bases are loaded. Somebody at the plate had a hit last time. And now going back to their last game, Reisig's now reached in his last 5 plate appearances.
Might be thinking of a career as a two-way.
Next up, second baseman, Ray Samaripa.
Samaripa with the bases juiced full of Pioneers as he takes strike one. Just one out here in the bottom half of the third inning.
And these are one of those spots you've got to try to at least get one run, untie this game somehow, some way.
The 0-1. Taken away for ball 1.
And for Quintana, if you can get a ground ball, Zamaripa is definitely a double play candidate.
The 1-1. Swung and missed for strike 2. This would be a big strikeout here if he can get it. Again, just playing 7 today. So any lead change is a big one. That pitch misses way away for ball 2. The count will even. Rise getting quite the lead over there at first base.
Honestly, to the point where if you could just throw it to McKern over there. Not now, but the last time.
So that pitch misses away, and the count will run full here on the Pioneers catcher.
Great take there from Zamaripa, and once again showing his great plate vision.
A big payoff coming here from Quintana, and it's taken away, and that's going to be an RBI walk for Ray Zamaripa. As that will untie this one. It's 3 straight singles, then a RBI walk.
It's a bad time for your first walk in the game. He hit Freckleton back to start the game. That was his first free pass since. Had him at 1-2, but just couldn't get him to swing at those pitches low and away.
It's going to bring in the young lefty of Deshaun Harvey, but first, Coach AC is out to talk to Tommy Quintana. We're going to talk to you about Floyd's Truck Center, your commercial farm and feed truck center representing Freightliner, Western Star, and Harsh. 322 South Beltline Highway East in Scottsbluff. Ryan's Welding, selling PJ Texas trailers in a wide variety of sizes, as well as offering a full-service welding shop.
4 straight Pioneers have reached. What do you think the message is on the mound for Quintana?
Just trying to take a breath, maybe simplify things a little bit. They do have Meyer down there if needed. Looks like he's wearing number 5 today. The retired number of Jaden Barrio.
Next up, first baseman, Sean Harvey.
First pitch to Harvey lands on the outer half for strike 1. That pitch was painted by Quintana, and he needed it. Pioneers lead 5-4, looking to add. With the bases loaded, that pitch is skipped in there by Quintana to even the count at 1-1.
And you have a guy at the plate who's already struck out against Quintana, as you said earlier. He's dealt with the strikeout bug a little bit this year.
He's also got the power to blow this one open as he takes strike 2 there.
And now if you're Harvey, you got to find some way to put the ball in play. With his speed, he'll be a tough double, but if you strike out, it really harms chances of scoring another run.
That pitch is grounded back up the middle. That ball gets out of the reach of Basie. In comes Reisig. Zamaripa trying to motor into third base, and he will do so safely. Harvey will get into second. So a couple small things go the Pioneers' way on that one, and that leads to a 2 RBI single. Harvey advancing on the throw to third.
Yeah, and that one just missed the glove of Basie. That was exactly what you would have wanted for Quintana, because that could have been 2, but Basie just couldn't quite get to it. 2-run score.
We've seen that out of these Outlaws. They try and make the play before they have the ball in their hands. It looked like that could have been the case for Basie right there. So that first pitch to the leadoff man, Freckleton, is taken for strike 1.
And now you got to find a big out here before this game gets out of hand.
That pitch taken inside for ball 1. Count will even. And that throw not being cut off there and going into third base allows Harvey to get into second and eliminate that force out. to make it a ground ball getting out of this inning as that ball is taken on the outer half for strike 2.
He's just nibbling around the corners right now.
Runners on second and third, just one out here in the bottom half of the third inning. That pitch is way away. Good save by Matlock to even the count at 2-2. The 2-2 to Freckleton is lined down that left field line and fair. Zamaripa will score. Harvey's about to pass Zamaripa. He will not. Freckleton's going to slide into second base safely. It's going to be a 2 RBI, 1 out double for Rivers Freckleton, helping himself out there.
And once again, that's another play that it's a tough play, don't get me wrong, for Martinez, but just missed his glove over there at third. If he's able to make that grab, Harvey was about halfway to third, might even be able to get 2, but instead 2 runs score. And now it's a real hole for the Outlaws.
It's still just 1 out here in the inning. A big crooked number put up here from the Pioneers. 4 in the first, 5 in the third, as that ball is taken away for ball 1 to Paxton Markheim. Pitch taken for ball 2.
Markheim's already got a hit against Quintana here. He's got a home run against him this season.
Gotta imagine that fatigue is starting to set in with that heat out there, as it's been a balk called on Quintana. So it'll be Freckleton into third. That pitch misses high for ball 3. Seems like it's about time to call on Cam Meyer here for the Outlaws.
I know McCoy probably wants him to at least get through this inning if he can, but you don't want this game to get out of reach.
The 3-1 is taken for strike 1. The 3-1 lands to run the count full. Quintana trying to claw his way out of this one. The payoff swung on and missed for strike 3, and he's got 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third inning.
And now it's a big out because your infield can play at normal depth, get you out of this inning with no more damage done.
Next up, third baseman, Michael Fisher.
Coy out on the top step. He will let Quintana go, however, as that ball is flied out into left field but jammed. Fisher will have an RBI single. Second one of the game for him. It seems like McCoy has seen enough here. Quintana going 2 2/3 of an inning, giving up 10 runs. Not all of them earned, however.
Just living too much in the zone. Wasn't a ton of hard contact all the time, but just finding those holes, getting through. Just got out of hand here.
I believe 9 of those runs are earned for Quintana. Pardon me, 8. 8 of those runs are earned.
There still is another run out there that will be accounted to him if they score. We'll see if Meyer, who's pitched well for the Pioneers, can try to do the same here for the Outlaws.
Will just be a runner on first here with 2 outs. The Wesco scoreboard reads 10-4. Pioneers lead the Outlaws.
Meyer, in 2 games for the Pioneers this season, has gone 10 innings. He allowed 4 runs in those 10 innings. Struck out 11. A really good game his second time out, however.
He's going to need some innings here as they look to try and get all 7 in.
So his last time out for the Pioneers against the Outlaws he's now playing for, he went 7 innings of 2-run ball where he struck out 7. So he's definitely got the length to potentially go the rest of the game.
And Wade, who led off this inning, will be hitting here with 2 outs and Fisher on first. So he takes for strike 1. Myers 0-1. Fisher will go down to second. The throw is in time for out number 3. Matlock nabs Fisher for out number 3 as we head to the 4th inning here after a big 6-run inning from the Pioneers. They lead the Outlaws 10-4 here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the top half of the 4th inning. I'm joined by my fabulous partner in Lucas Macklin. And it's been a fabulous showing from this Pioneers offense as they lead 10-4 over the Outlaws in their final regular season game. They're going to call on Paxton Markheim to hopefully finish the rest of the way here.
Yeah, Markheim pitched in the game the last time these two teams played, and he pitched 6 1/3 innings, allowing just 2 runs, both those coming in his final inning of work before Ray Zonaripa finished the game off for him. Looks really good in that one. Again, just limiting damage. It was kind of his big thing. As long as he's throwing strikes, he can, like I said, limit that damage, do well, and hopefully he can do that here. He showed he does have the length to go the distance, although I don't know if he will go the rest of the game because it's not that far moved from that 6 1/3 outing. It was a game where the Outlaws stranded 16 runners on base.
It's going to be 9-1-2. Onnested, Basie, and Leslie here in this top half of the 4th inning. Is they're going to need to get some base runners on base if they want to start chipping away here. First pitch to Onnested is fouled back for strike 1.
And for 2 minutes remaining in our current hometown hero promo.
The 0-1-2 Onnested. Swan and lined into that right center gap. That will get down for extra bases. Onnested is going to cruise into second base. He's got 3 on his mind. He's taking the turn for third. The throw will not come in from Reisig, and he will have a leadoff triple. Not the most beautiful slide in the world over there at third base, but it gets the job done for Onnested, as he is now 2 for 2 on the day so far. Basie's going to have himself an RBI over at third base if he's able to put a ball in play here. Outfield's going to play at normal depth, surrendering that run with a 6-run lead. First pitch to Basie, misses low and in for ball 1.
1 minute remaining for $4 beer, $2 soda and water.
The 1-0. Swung on and skied on the right side of that infield. Harvey moving back on it. He's under it for out number 1. About best case scenario there for Paxton Markheim to get that first out of that inning.
Yeah, and that run at third obviously would be great if you stranded him, but doesn't matter that much. You just need to keep getting outs here. You got a 6-run lead to work with. A run doesn't kill you, but if you let them string together hits, let them try to put up a crooked number of their own, that's whenever you get into trouble.
Leslie put some power into one last time. Instead, it was foul. First pitch to him this time misses low and away. Leslie also has a triple on the day. Surprised they want to run that much for how hot it is outside. The 1-0 misses inside for ball 2. Leslie's not going to need to do a whole lot to score that run from third in the form of Onnested. Markheim's having a little bit of fun there, out there on the mound with his antics as he misses away again for ball 3.
Bit of a Craig Kimbrell impersonation.
The 3-0 is hit well out into left field. Leslie's just going to look at it as that one clears the wall. Once again, business as usual for Gideon Leslie as that one was gone off the bat, and he's going to have a 2-run shot here for the Nebraska Outlaws as they're going to cut into that lead by 2.
Yeah, and he seemed to know it off the bat, although it didn't clear the fence by that much. But he did put all of that into that one. Just missed one in his last AB, didn't miss it that time. It's a good way to get some runs back as they try to fight back in this one.
And you were mentioning it last time. He's done the 2 hardest parts of the cycle.
Next up, third baseman, Xander Martinez.
Team's got to help him out so he can get 2 more ABs, though.
First pitch to Martinez is hit softly over to the shortstop, Reisig. He's going to field. The throw to first is in time for out number 2. Leslie with 3 RBIs tonight. That's now going to put him. As McKernan grounds that one foul off to the left side. It's going to put him in first place on this team with 25, just passing Tegan Maloney. Still trailing Nick Griffin and Jacob Solis, however. So that pitch is skied off to the right side. It's now 0-2 here on Christian McKernan. So that pitch misses away for ball 1. The 3 nominees for MVP on each team: Nick Griffin, Jacob Solis, and Braden Basie. Jacob Solis coming home with the MVP, however. So that pitch misses away, and the count will even at 2-2.
I was talking about this in a game earlier, but with the Pioneers and the Wranglers, it's kind of been one guy at the top. Obviously, Nick Griffin with 29, Solis with 32 now. But with the Outlaws, you can look down that list. There's now 5 guys with 20-plus RBIs. It's kind of just been a team effort from the Outlaws top to bottom.
That pitch misses away and runs the count full here with 2 outs and nobody on. The payoff is hit hard down that left field line. McKernan is going to stay at first base. Not sure if he knew that was down the line off the bat. Didn't take a very wide turn. Maybe just playing it safe as well with that big deficit as of right now at 4.
Freckleton did a good job at racing over there to play it as well.
Murillo and McKernan trying to combine for some 2-out magic here. First pitch is skied foul off to the right side for strike one.
All right, through the fourth inning, and both teams with double-digit hits already.
Welcome to the Front Range League. Markheim's 0-1 lands for strike two. Murillo's going to have to battle to extend this inning here. The 0-2. He's going to go through the 5-hole of Roth. McKernan will advance to second base. The pitch is a ball.
And it's very rare that Roth misses a ball. Like just the second time over his last 4 games, a ball has gotten by him.
The 1-2 misses low and in. The count will even. McKernan on at second base. They'd love to cut that lead to just 3 here in the top half of the fourth inning. That ball is grounded softly over to third base. Fisher fields, throws to first, and it's going to pull Harvey off the bag. So Murillo will reach on the throwing air. McKernan will advance to third. Brings up Grayson Matlock. The switch hitting catcher will hit from the right side here against Markheim.
Yeah, and Fisher had enough time there to kind of set his feet and make the throw, but he made the throw on the run. Good job by Harvey to make sure he got off the back so the ball doesn't get by him. But either way, defensive mistake extends the inning.
That ball is grounded into the dirt off to the left side for strike one.
Matlock for the first time today taking swings from the right side.
The 0-1 to Matlock is taken up and away for ball one. The 1-1. Swung on, hit well out into center field. That's going to hold up, though, for Solis, who's right under it for out number 3. So a little bit of bad luck there at the end for the Outlaws, but not before they add 2 on the Gideon Leslie. Moonshot out to left center field. The Outlaws trail 10-6 to the Pioneers here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network in KNEB. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my splendid partner in Lucas Macklin. As the Outlaws add 2, they're hoping to hold the Pioneers at 10 and try and get back into this one here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Cameron Meyer on for his first full inning of work here. He's going to be facing 4, 5, and 6 in the form of Wade, Solis, and Roth.
Yeah, Wade was at the plate when Fisher was caught stealing, so he'll take the AB here. And again, I said this last inning, dangerous part of the lineup. Quintana wasn't able to get through, and we'll see if Meyer can.
Leading the bottom of the board here for the Coyotes right fielder, Dante Wade.
Wade hailing from Chicago, going to school up in Minneapolis as he swings through that off speed for strike one. Beautiful city of Minneapolis. One of the more underrated, I believe, in the nation. Non-biased opinion.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
The 0-1 is taken for strike two.
I'll give it middle of the road Big Ten city.
That's Wade calls time.
I mean, 3 of the 4 West Coast Big Ten schools, I think, have beautiful schools.
Obviously,
Wisconsin's a great campus.
obviously not Eugene.
It's a really nice campus. I know you aren't an Oregon fan.
As that pitch is lined hard back up the middle. Basie makes a play. The throw to first in time. Good golly, Braden Basie making up for that misplay last inning, and he shows off the leather at short there.
He had to move quickly to get that one and had to go even quicker to throw out the speedy runner of Dante Wade. That's a big first out for Meyer. Going back to our conversation, obviously Bloomington above Minnesota. That's non-biased.
First pitch to the dangerous bat of Solis is swung on a miss on the off speed for strike one.
We can both agree Purdue is in the bottom half. It's an engineering school for a reason.
In the middle of nowhere. So that one is swung on a miss as well for strike two. A rare 0-2 count on 2 swings and misses from Solis.
He's been good with 2 strikes this season. We'll see what he has here.
It's 2 for 2 so far today. Check swing foul off to the right side. Will stay alive.
Kind of like that he managed to poke that one. That might have been called for strike 3 if he doesn't make contact with that one.
He's showing off the power, shows off the hit tool there. The 0-2. Swan belted out into center field. Back on it is Onnested. Back on it. That's off the wall. Solis has extra bases once again. He's rounding second, going for third. The throw in will not be in time. Jacob Solis, yet another 3-bagger here on July the 26th to cap off an MVP season for him.
I mean, that was dead center. Anywhere else in the park, it's gone. But he said now his 5th triple. He now leads in that category as well. I mean, basically, he's leading in every category this season except for batting average and on-base percentage.
And he's putting up good stats for that today as well. He's 3 for 3 so far, the 2 singles and then obviously the triple. Cole Roth in an RBI situation as the Outlaws infield comes in. And Roth will sky that in foul territory off to the left side. Martinez is under it for out number 2 and a big out number 2 at that.
As you said, infield came in. Now they're able to go back. Try to get this big out of Reisdick, who he's yet to be retired as well.
You wouldn't think he was a PO coming into today's game. He swung the bat well. He's played well defensively.
He's looked good in the field and at the plate. So him and Brock Berry have both looked good when they've gotten their opportunities.
First pitch to Reisig lands the front door breaker for strike one.
Now former teammates at Western Nebraska Community College, Meyer and Reisig.
The 0-1 is swung on a miss for strike two. He's been fooled on the off speed in this at-bat so far. Meyer tries it again, does not elicit a swing, and does not get the call for ball one. Reisig likely making a comment to Matlock there as he's only seen off-speed pitches in this at-bat. And it's another one that misses to even the count at 2-2.
Basically just daring him to hit it.
Big 2-2 here to Reisig. Swung on and hit well out into left field. Back on it is Onnested. That ball is carrying almost before the track. Is Onnested under it for out number 3. They strand the one-out triple of Jacob Solis as we head to the 5th inning here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. I'm joined by my stupendous partner in Lucas Macklin one last time, sadly, and we'd like to thank one of our stupendous partners in Viera Wireless, Hometown Roots, Global Reach, Viera Wireless, Scottsbluff, Independent Plumbing and Heating Incorporated has been servicing the Western Nebraska Panhandle since 1933. Team Chevrolet, Team Auto Center, home of the lifetime warranty on every new vehicle from Team Auto. It's going to be Kingston Lee, who had a big double to tie it at the time in his last at-bat. They have since given up that lead and still trail by 4. But it's been the extra base hits so far today that have done the damage. An interesting windup. Spiked for ball 1. A double, a home run, and 2 triples for the Outlaws today.
Been finding gaps so far in this game.
So that pitch lands for strike 1 to even the count. 5 of the 6 runs scoring on those extra base hits.
But they have stranded 6 runners already just through the first 4 innings.
The 1-1. This is inside for ball 2.
Definitely a lot of eye candy out there with Markheim's windups.
The 2-1. Taken for strike 2. Pioneers hoping to end their season on a positive note. They will not be heading to the postseason. So that pitch misses away to run the count full. Outlaws hoping to go into the postseason on the right note tomorrow night. The payoff, swung on, hit well, but foul. Lee almost down to a knee on that swing.
Put a lot of juice into it.
We'll do the payoff once again here, however, in the top half of the 5th inning in a 7-inning affair. The 3-2 is taken for ball 4. Do you like donuts and bagels?
Sure, I will say the best bagels that I've had, I did have while I was in LA. Although I don't get a ton of bagels.
I was a big fan of the bagels in New York as that pitch misses low for ball 1.
So I've never been to New York, so I can't say anything about that.
And Markheim goes Kimbrel once again with Leon first. So that pitch is lined into right field and caught by Dante Wade out in right. Not sure if he was trying to deke Lee, but he does, and they get the double play. I think that one carried a little bit more than expected on Wade.
That ball just kept tailing away from him, makes a great jumping catch. Lee thought it was down 10 times out of 10. Instead, it is caught. A fantastic defensive play from the young right fielder, and there are quickly two outs here in the inning.
And we've seen a couple little things that the Outlaws haven't necessarily done as well as they've wanted to today. First pitch to Onnested misses for ball 1.
I also don't eat a lot of donuts, going back to that conversation, but there is a place in Bloomington, Crescent Donuts. Very, very good.
So that pitch is skied in the infield from Onnested, carrying out into shallow right center field. Zamaripa's under it for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning here. The Pioneers still lead 10-6 here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my spectacular partner in Lucas Macklin. One final time here as the Pioneers play their final regular season game. Cam Meyer is on for his second full inning of work.
Second baseman Ray Samaripa.
First pitch to Ray Zamaripa lands for strike one.
Spot and part of the lineup last time through. Both were able to reach. Samaripa with his walk and Harvey with his single.
That pitch lands with the off speed once again for strike two. See pitchers often try and attack Zamaripa with that off speed, with that high leg kick. Meyer ahead 0-2 here. The delivery swung on and missed for strike three, and he gets a 3-pitch strikeout to start the bottom half of the fifth inning.
That's good to see. Again, you want him to ideally go the rest of the ball game. Best case scenario, he goes the next 3 innings. So he'll have to play a bottom of the 7th. So you want to get some quick outs, and that's about as quick as it can get.
Next up, first baseman Deshaun Harvey.
Brings in the young lefty of Deshaun Harvey. First pitch is skied out into left field. Could be playable for Leslie. He will not get there. He'll be out of play for a long strike one. Sean Harvey down 0-2 here, hoping to flip that lineup card over. The 0-1. This is up and away for ball one. A warm day here in Gering. Outlaws will travel to Fort Morgan tomorrow. The 1-1 misses high for ball two. The Wranglers will travel back here for game 2. The Outlaws heavy favorites hoping to take it home in 2 at that, as that pitch is fouled back to even the count at 2-2. The 2-2. Taken away to run the count full.
It's a big take with 2 strikes. That one just missed outside.
The payoff swung on and swatted out into left field, but foul. We'll do it once again. The 3-2 is swatted out into left field. Leslie moving in on it. Diving, he will not make the play. Harvey's going to motor into second base without a throw. So he's going to have a 1-out double.
And once again, the defense of the Outlaws just coming up short. It's a play that he got a late read on it, tried to make that sliding catch. Doesn't make the catch, and the ball gets away, and Harvey's able to get to second.
Flips that lineup card over for Rivers Freckleton as they look to add here. I know it's a ways away, but if they do score 6 in this bottom half, they would go home early. They scored 6 back in the 3rd. That pitch misses high for ball 1. They also started that inning with an out.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of the lineup that can do it. Got Freckleton, who's reached twice today, had a double his last time up. Markheim has reached twice, doubled earlier. Fisher's got a couple of hits in this game. Dante Wade's hit the ball well, just has found Basie a couple of times.
So that off speed is taken for strike 1. The count will even. One out here. Pioneers lead 10-6. Bottom of the 5th inning. Harvey on at second. The off-speed lands once again on Freckleton to make the count 1-2. The 1-2 is taken high. Count will even. The 2-2. Taken for ball 3. That will run the count full.
And that one was very close.
Another full count here for Meyer. The payoff is going to miss away for ball 4. So it'll be runners on first and second here with 1 out, and brings up the bat of Paxton Markheim, hoping to help himself out here.
Obviously, it's still a little bit away, but if you can get Solis up in this inning, you have a real chance of putting up that 6th spot. You would need to go home early.
Pitch to Markheim misses away for ball 1. The 1-0. Taken for strike 1. Count is knotted up. One out here, runners on first and second here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That ball is lined past the diving Martinez. Harvey will run into Martinez.
Yeah, Harvey had to make sure that ball got through. Since he had to wait, he only could get to third. Him and Martinez colliding, kind of almost colliding over there, but to make the interference call, you would have to have a realistic potential of him making it home. He was not making it home there either way, so.
Bases full of Pioneers here with just 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch to Fisher lands on the inner half for strike 1.
Hitting from the left side here, saw him hit from the right side the first 3 ABs. He's got some pop from this side.
That pitch is muscled over to Basie, not enough. The infield fly is called. Basie trying to get a little fancy with that one.
He was trying to see if he could get a double play there, but it's the right call there by the umpires.
It is the big second out of the inning, brings up Dante Wade,
Next up, right fielder Dante Wade.
who was robbed of a single his last time up. First pitch is swung on and missed on the off-speed for strike 1.
A big AB here, not just because bases are loaded. Obviously, a single could score 2, but the guy on deck could end this ball game if he gets to the plate.
That pitch is fouled back for strike 2.
Actually, mathematically, he can't. I can't count.
It's okay. We're here to talk about baseball. And that pitch is a front door breaker that lands for Cameron Meyer, and he will get out of the jam there as the Outlaws still trail 10-6 as we head to the 6th inning here on KNB and the Front Range League Network.
just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. Once I get in and I put it in try, ain't no more stopping me, don't even try. Controlling the chaos, controlling the fly. Yeah.
Welcome back in, folks. And Paxton Markheim is on for another inning of work here as he is just 6 outs away from putting this one away. As this is going to be a big one for him as he's going to face 1, 2, and 3 of this potent Outlaws top of the order.
Yeah, I mean, if this is a spot where if you want to try to make this comeback, you're going to have to put up some runs here. You don't want it to have to be at least 4 in that final inning, although the Pioneers have surrendered big leads late in games. So you want to try to crack the scoreboard here if you can.
Is that Ray Zamaripa and Carter Reisig with popsicles out in the field? We saw Jazz Chisholm earlier this season with lollipops.
You got to keep cool somehow.
Leading out top of the sixth for the Outlaws, shortstop, Braden Casey.
An interesting wind once again from Markheim is a low for ball 1 to start this top half of the 6th inning here.
I believe there's an old pitcher who used to do that, but I can't remember who it is.
That pitch misses high for ball 2. He's back to the Kimbrel.
You got to find what works.
The 2-0. Taken for ball 3. Basie looking to reach for the 3rd time today. The 3-0. He's going to hit him. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
See, now it works because it actually was his 22nd time being hit. Can't believe we don't have a Taylor Swift night at the ballpark this year.
The word I was given yesterday was cardigan. Had managed a way to mix that in with Taylor Swift. Not exactly sure when I did it. But that was the quote. That was the word given by head coach Zach McCoy.
That makes more sense. I was confused on why you just brought that up.
That pitch misses up and in for ball 1. Congrats on Taylor and Travis on their wedding. I got invited, couldn't make it because I was here in Gering.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you had more important things to do.
The 1-0 to Leslie. Swung on, foul back. Evens the count at 1-1. He's having himself quite a night so far.
And if the offense can pick it up, maybe he does get a couple more at-bats in this game.
The pickoff attempt does not go Deshaun Harvey's ways. That one just popped out of his glove there. Basie's going to take off for second base. The throw down by Roth. Just a little too glove side for Zamaripa to make a tag on Basie. Count is 0-2. So that pitch is flied here in the infield. Basie's going to need to get back to second base. Harvey's under it for out number 1. Leslie will have to wait another inning to try and work on that cycle.
I got bad news for you if you're hoping for a cycle.
There's a reason why it was so impressive that it was done in just 4 innings and sequential order. Brings in Xander Martinez. 2 singles so far on the night tonight. Takes that one in for ball 1. hoping to get his second RBI of the evening. So that one is taken on the outer half for strike one. Basie on at second with one out. That pitch is taken for ball two. So that pitch is lined. Oh, Reisig flips it off his glove. The throw to first is not in time. That would have been a cool clip.
That was impressive play. I think he might have had Basie at third if he had thrown it there. But he went to first, and it was a close play. It was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Instead, Xander Martinez has his third single of the night. Basie will move into third base. Runners at the corners here with one out.
Next batter, first baseman Christian McKernan.
First pitch to Christian McKernan is taken for strike one. That pitch is going to hit him. Christian McKernan extends that lead for second place with 9 hit-by pitches on the season, and that will load the bases, and it's going to get real interesting here for the Pioneers.
And tying run coming to the plate in the form of Isaiah Murillo. Not exactly a guy with home run pop, but if he can kind of keep passing that torch, they can keep trying to work on this lead.
He's reached twice so far. Once on a single, once on an air.
I want to be very clear, last time I said that about a guy, he had a home run to the very next pitch. So
that ball is grounded to third base. Fisher will throw home for one. The throw back to first is going to get up the right field line. Martinez will come around to score. It'll just be the one run. But a rare throwing error from Cole Roth. Will allow Murillo to reach first base and Martinez to score.
yeah, and I with how close that was to third base, I would have rather seen Fisher tag third and go to first. I think he would have had a better play that way. Instead, it forced Roth not only to come out, but try to speed up his throw a little bit, trying to get that runner at first.
So runners at the corners, a high bouncer, and that ball's got 20-20 through the middle of the infield. Christian McKernan will come around to score. So they've cut the lead to just 2. And now the tying run is on first base in the former Grayson Matlock.
Talk about this infield and how it kills baseball. As a way to avoid that, you just bounce it right over it.
Next batter, designated hitter Kingston Lee.
2 outs here. Kingston Lee had that big double. So that ball taken for ball 1.
Another one of those, we might have a tie ball game.
And Roth will try and nab Murillo down at second. Unsuccessful. Runners at first and second here with 2 outs. The Outlaws just trail by 2 now. The pitch is skied out of play to the right side. Count will go to 1-2 here on Kingston Lee. The 1-2 is grounded. Back up the middle softly. Reisig tries to barehand. He's unsuccessful. And the bases will be loaded once again. And the tying run is now in scoring position.
That one just found the perfect spot. That was going to be an incredibly difficult play for Reisig. Wasn't able to come up throwing.
Bases now juiced for Grady Manuel.
And he hit the ball well last time against Markheim, but it was that great play by Dante Wade out and right.
Base is full of Outlaws as that ball is skied back towards us for strike 2. That ball is skied out into the outfield. Freckleton slips and avoids a collision with Solis out in left center field, but anyways, it's good for out number 3. The Outlaws get 2. They now just trail by 2 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be F-E-A-R-L-E-S-S. Fearless. I did it all, I played pretend, I moved the mountains to be
Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. It is Cam Meyer on for his 3rd full inning of work here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. He is now trying to protect that 2-run deficit as he will be facing Solis, Roth, and Reisig.
And the Pioneers had an opportunity last time. Bases loaded with just 1 out and couldn't push across a run. Pop out by Michael Fisher and a strikeout swinging of Dante Wade. So they've had a chance against them. We'll see what they can do here in this frame as they try to add on some insurance to that lead.
And this is the bat you want up here to lead off the inning. You'd like runners on base, but he's 3 for 3 so far today with another triple to add to his MVP resume.
Leading off center fielder Jacob Solis.
First pitch to Solis is skied out into center field. Onnested moving in on it. Murillo moving in on it. Murillo will make the grab. Isaiah Murillo with a diving grab out in right field.
Yeah, that was right in between both of them. A little bit of miscommunication, but Murillo never lost it. Ball that was popped up really high, able to come down with it. Great sliding catch.
Next up, catcher Cole Roth.
Brings in Cole Roth with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. That ball is hit well out into left field. Moving back on it is Leslie. He's under it for out number 2.
Yeah, and Roth a little bit frustrated there. He knows he just missed that one, sending that one out of the park. 2 quick outs for Meyer here in this frame.
Brings in Carter Reisig.
Next up, the shortstop Carter Reisig.
Takes first pitch for a strike as those first 2 outs came on 2 pitches. Still got that bat on the right shoulder. Takes another one for strike 2.
Meyer working quickly so far in this inning, and he's working extremely efficiently.
The 0-2 to Reisig. Cue balled just foul down that right field line. The 0-2 to Reisig once again. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and a quick innings of work for Cameron Myers. He retires the Pioneers in order here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Outlaws have 3 outs to score 2 runs against the Pioneers as we head to the 7th inning here on KNB and the Front Range League Network.
Friend, I wanna know if it mattered. I would have gone to war for you. I would have bent the earth in two just to get to our ever after. Something about this has changed. I wanna feel you close again. Don't let go. No, I don't want this to end. Whoa. Remember the start when you're back in my heart again. Like blood on a pen. Would it matter then when everything starts to fade? I'm back like it's yesterday. Would it almost end? Would it matter then? I did it all. I pulled the weight on my shoulders like it was fate. Don't tell me it was for nothing.
Welcome back in, folks, to KNB and the Front Range League Network. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by my dashing partner in Lucas Macklin, and it's Deshaun Harvey on to try and close this one out for the Pioneers as they try and end their season on a positive note. The Outlaws trying to put together another comeback victory here in the top half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, and they'll have Onnested up, who's reached twice, including a triple, and then the top of the lineup due up. So this is, once again, last inning was good for them, not only because they scored 2 runs, but they now are going to be able to flip the lineup over one more time. See if they can do it here against Deshaun Harvey.
Left fielder 19, Paxton Markham.
We'll see what Harvey has today. He struggled with control at times.
Harvey's last time out against the Wranglers in 9-8 win was actually their last game where he went 3 1/3 and allowed 4. Last time he played the Outlaws, he went 2 innings of scoreless baseball to finish the game. So he tries to get a scoreless frame here.
First pitch to Onnested is lined into left field for a base hit, and that's the start you want if you're head coach Zach McCoy.
And not only that, you like to see Onnested heat up before the playoffs. A couple of really good games to finish the season for him. Hopefully he can turn that into a good championship series.
Basie up now with no outs and a runner on first base, just trailing by 2. He represents the tying run. First pitch to Basie, misses low. Ross able to smother it behind the plate, however.
He's been excellent at that this year and shows it again there.
The 1-0 is swung and missed to even the count.
Yeah, last time he faced these Outlaws, they actually didn't surrender a hit. Walked 1 and struck out 1, ended up facing the minimum.
1-1 is lined into left field, and it's been rinse and repeat for this Outlaws offense in the 7th. The tying run now just 270 feet away.
Well, technically, he's still 90 feet away. Just he's got to go the other way.
If you want any bat up for the Outlaws at this point, it is Gideon Leslie. He's got 3 RBIs. He's got 2 extra base hits, 1 being a triple, 1 being a home run. Pitch from Harvey is going to get away from Roth. It's in on Leslie. Both runners will move up. A bit of a nightmare scenario here for the Pioneers. When we talk about early and often, the Pioneers were early today, just not often. 10 runs, all coming in those first 3 innings as Leslie fouls that one back to even the count.
I mean, it's really just been a testament to Cameron Meyer, the way he's been pitching. Really, the last couple of times he's been out. First time for the Pioneers against the Outlaws, today for the Outlaws against the Pioneers.
So that pitch is lined into left field as well. Basie will stay at third base. As that one's going to get by Roth. Basie will come around to score. Leslie will move into second base, and this one is tied. Gideon Leslie. I believe only gets 1 RBI on that, but either way, this game is now tied.
Just another one of those, you don't need to throw that one. Got to hit your cutoff man. Instead, it is launched over Roth's head. And now you got to find a way to get 3 outs without letting that runner score from second.
Still just nobody out.
Third baseman Xander Martinez.
First pitch to Martinez is taken for strike 1, and every single one of those singles to start this inning has ended up on a line into left field. Martinez hoping to add his his 4th single of the night. Leslie now just a double away from the cycle. That pitch is skied out by second base. Zamaripa is under it for out number 1.
Now that's a big out number 1 because that runner does not advance. See if he can get a big out here for Christian McKernan.
Next back for the Outlaws, first baseman Christian McKernan.
The first pitch to McKernan is swung on and missed for strike 1. This one all knotted up at 10 here in the top half of the 7th inning. We're only playing 7 today. Pitch to McKernan is in on the hands, hit over to Fisher at first base for out number 2. And 2 inefficient outs for the Outlaws, with Leslie possibly getting stranded over there on second base. Pioneers hoping to give themselves a chance to walk themselves off into the offseason. First pitch to Isaiah Murillo is taken low for ball 1. First 3 hitters reaching on singles, scoring 2 runs. The next 2 popping out. That one misses high for ball 2.
Yeah, and you really look back at that throwing error from left by Paxton Markheim. If he doesn't make that throw, you have a couple of pop-outs, chance to win the ballgame if you can get this 3rd out.
So that one is swung and missed for strike 1. We're ending the regular season on a thriller today, folks. All knotted up at 10. Leslie on at second with 2 outs. The pitch to Murillo misses away for ball 3.
And right now a hit is much worse than a walk. So you just don't want to groove one here just to try to throw a strike.
The 3-1 Leslie will take off. Pitch is low for ball 4. Leslie will have third. Runners at the corners here. The winning run just 90 feet away if they can hold on.
Yeah, and for the most part, strategy's still the same. We'll see what they do if Murillo tries to steal, but you got to get this out here. Roth can't let anything by him. Got to try to keep this in the infield if you can here of Matlock.
Next up for the Outlaws, catcher Grayson Matlock.
Getting one of his few ABs against a left-handed pitcher this year.
Matlock had that bouncer that danced through the infield his last time up as he swings through that one for strike one.
Zamripa playing pretty close to the second base bag, so there is a huge hole in the right side of the infield.
And they're going to have Murillo picked off. He's going to get into a pickle. Leslie's going to go home, and Murillo will be out before Leslie can score. So we'll be all tied up as we head to the bottom of 7 here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to a thriller. I'm joined by my tremendous partner in Lucas Macklin. I'm Bob Parsons, and we're going to see Marcel Alexander on just about as short of rest as you can get, going 3+ innings yesterday in Fort Morgan. Here he is in his official final Front Range League stint and appearance, as he will be taking the trip back up to the Pacific Northwest tomorrow.
Yeah, last night went 2 innings, allowed 2 runs, and struck out 2. And you'll have the job of trying to keep the Pioneers from walking off for the second straight game. They walked off the Wranglers to win that one. And if they're going to win tonight, it's going to be via a walk-off. They got the bottom of the lineup due up, bottom of the lineup that's been playing pretty well so far today. Last time that I was looking at the wrong game. I didn't reset. Last night went 3 1/3, allowed 2 runs, just one of them earned.
Alexander's going to have a lot of arm side movement on that changeup and 2-seam fastball, and then he's going to have that breaker to work off of it, moving glove side. So a lot of movement on those pitches, and when he control it, he will have success. Lived a little bit too much in the zone yesterday. And like we said, he's working on very little rest, so that should be interesting to see.
Yeah, the last time that Marcel Alexander pitched against the against the Pioneers, he went an inning, allowed 2 runs in that inning on July 13th.
Leading out battle is 7th for the Bios, second baseman Gregory Zamripa.
The first pitch to Zamripa is taken for strike 1. The 0-1 to Zamripa skips in there for ball 1. Count evens at 1-1 here.
Zamripa's reached twice, a single and a walk, and then Deshaun Harvey waiting on deck. He's got 2 hits in this game.
That pitch is swung and missed. It's now 1-2 here on Zamripa.
And you'd love to try to get on in front of Freckleton. He's already got 2 RBIs on the game. He's reached 3 times.
Zamripa calls time here. He's down 1-2 to Marcel Alexander. Zamaripa calls time once again. Marcel finds the sign he likes, delivers the 1-2, and that's grounded foul off to the right side. The 1-2 misses away, and that will even the count at 2-2.
Another great AB from Zamaripa.
Marcel sets. Delivers the 2-2. Swung on, hit well into left field. That's going to get over the head of Leslie. Zamaripa will have extra bases. He's going to motor into second base standing. And that go-ahead run, that winning run, is in scoring position with nobody out. Are they going to go the same route they went last night?
Could very well see it. Harvey gotten a lot. I mean, beginning of the season, he really struggled to lay down bunts. Last few games, he's been laying down some great bunts. Had one last night, one that he actually almost reached on. He's got the speed and he's got the bunting ability if he lays down that left side to not only get Zamaripa to third, but also potentially bunt for a single.
Next time the batter, pitcher Deshaun Harvey.
Zamaripa at second. Delivery. Harvey squares, but that ball's going to get by Matlock. Zamaripa will round third, but he'll stay put. So the wild pitch moves Zamaripa just 90 feet away from winning this one.
And we saw them lay down a bunt to win the game last night for Michael Fisher. Just because the winning runs at third doesn't mean that the bunt sign has been taken away.
The infield and outfield will move in now with nobody out, and that winning run at third base. Deshaun Harvey trying to win it for the Pioneers, and that one's going to hit him. So it'll be runners at the corners here. Still nobody out. Deshaun Harvey does not matter in this scenario.
So if I were the Outlaws right now, I'd consider intentionally walking Freckleton here to load the bases, and I think that's what they're going to do, actually. Yeah, they are going to intentionally walk him, so that loads the bases, which will put a force out at every base, including home, makes the play a lot easier.
They will need to get that play at the plate, however.
Freckleton intentionally walked. Coming up next, left-hander Paxton Archive.
A little bit of jawing between dugouts and Salters there. Markine trying to win it here for the Pioneers. First pitch misses low for ball one. The one thing that this does do is there is no base open.
Can't walk. You also can't let a pitch get away if you're Matlock behind the plate.
Also can't hit him. Pitches skied in the infield, and if you needed something here, this is what you needed, an infield fly for the first out of the inning.
That is massive, because now you can potentially get a double play here. And Michael Fisher trying to walk it off for the second straight game. He's hitting from the right side, so I don't expect a bunt.
Infield still playing in, fouls that first one back for strike one.
Right, fans, we'd like to give a huge shout out to Raymond Macy's grandparents who are in attendance today. Anniversary number 51.
The 0-1 to Fisher. Swung on and swatted out into center field. Onnested moving in on it. That's going to get down, and they're going to run. Onnested and Murillo are going to run into each other, and the Pioneers are going to win. Murillo is still down. You hope that everybody is okay. Pioneers do win this one, however, 11-10.
Yeah, and that looks rough out there. If that doesn't happen, there could be a play at the plate because Zamaripa did not read it well. He was back at third. Michael Fisher's second straight walk-off dampened a little bit.
We're going to be right back on the other side with that Runza post-game show. We hope Murillo is okay. It seems like he's back up here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Last time we talked, you had nothing to say. You chose to walk, give what we had away. I hope you get what you're looking for. But babe, with me, you close the door on everything we could have been. Don't go thinking we could be friends. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, you know. And when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. I really thought we might have been it, so my heart was shattered when it took the hit. Oh, I can't imagine doing all that again, even for one night to see where it went. Here's the thing, you made your bed, I just got your stay out of my head. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, you know. And when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. End of the road, nowhere to go. You cut the ties, you burn the rope. So don't let me see your name lighting on my phone when it was you who let go of everything we could have been. Is it sinking in all your regret? No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, you know. And when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. I don't leave room to guess. When it ends, it ends.
Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. We are here on the Runza postgame show. Runza doesn't like to think of themselves as just another restaurant in town. They like to think of themselves as part of the community. Runza with locations in Scottsbluff, Gering, Chadron, and Alliance. The Pioneers take home this one in walk-off fashion, 11-10.
That's the second straight game they've done that. They did that against the Wranglers a couple days ago, and then today, a game that felt like all the momentum was on the side of the Outlaws. They had scored 6 runs unanswered to tie the game 10-10. They had a big chance to potentially score the go-ahead run in the top half of the 7th with Leslie at third and nobody out. But instead, or I should say Leslie at second with nobody out. They can't get him across. They can't get him to score. And then the the bottom half of the seventh, a great leadoff double from Zamaripa. He had a 2-hit game. Harvey got hit by a pitch. They intentionally watched Freckleton and eventually Michael Fisher for the second straight game as well, able to get a walk-off at bat, this time a walk-off hit to win the ball game. And again, just an overall great performance there from the Pioneers to win their final two games, to go off on the right note. They won a lot of games down the stretch, and that's a great way to finish off your season.
Instead, for the Outlaws, they go in a little bit of a sour note into the playoffs. They weren't throwing their top shelf guys. They got the pitcher of the year in the Front Range League going tomorrow, likely in the form of Brock Berry. Carter Reisig and Bumjin Cho are likely out of relief. And you're looking at the pitching staff and the depth that they have. They should be able to take down the Wranglers as compared to their depth.
Yeah. Their depth, especially when it comes to pitching, is huge. Like you said, you got Brock Bear, you got Carter Reisig, you got Alonsi Prasad, you got Bumjin Cho. Those four guys can go out there and win you 2 games immediately. And even past that, you've got some other guys like Grady Manuel, Xander Martinez that have also go that if you need innings to eat, they can go as well. So it's gonna be an uphill battle for the Wranglers. They are getting some Pioneers, of course, as we said earlier, but it's gonna be an uphill battle for them. And it's going to be interesting to see. They get the home field advantage tomorrow. If they want to win this series, it feels like they have to win tomorrow.
Definitely agree with that sentiment. Tomorrow night we will be on the Front Range League Network and KFTM in Fort Morgan.
I said I didn't know what it was called, so I couldn't help you out there.
And we'll be back on the other side with that post-game interview here on the Front Range League Network and KNEB.
From the first moment I saw you, I knew I had to make you mine. Wanted to know everything about you. I didn't want to waste no time. What's something I can do for you, darling? That would make you smile. I'll bring you flowers, girl, enough to see for miles. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I love your style, and I love your grace. Said I love to put a smile on your pretty little face. I love it when you're close to me. That's where I want you to always be. I didn't know when I found you that I would find a love so true. And you can see it in my eyes. That girl, you've got me hypnotized. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains.
Yeah.
So an RBI hit in the first, an RBI hit in the third, and then the game-winning RBI in the seventh. What's the feeling in the dugout after you guys give up that lead in the top half of the inning, going in, knowing you have a chance to win it? Like, what's the feeling in the dugout there?
we're just staying strong. I mean, we feel like we can win it and go in there. And Ray started it off hot, and we're just trying to put the ball in play, and we're staying, encouraged.
So you've been here the entire
Mhm.
season. Just give us your thoughts on the entire season. Obviously, it's been a lot of ups and a
Yeah.
lot of downs.
Been a crazy year. I don't know. We have a great group of guys throughout the year. It was just really fun. I'd say it's fun.
So, wow, I just blanked for a second. Give me one thing you learned this summer.
I already knew it, but baseball is really hard. It's really hard. It's a tough game. It's a game of failure. So, and we faced a lot of adversity throughout. All the guys that have been on the team. I don't know. Just it's a tough game.
I want to ask you about Jacob Solis, Front Range League MVP.
Mhm.
What was it like watching him this season?
It was great. He's a beast. He's always hustling. He's a great role model, honestly, for everybody. He plays the game the right way, like all the time. So it was great.
And then final question for you: Game 7, you need a big hit. All time, what hitter do you want?
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds?
Yep.
Great answer. That's Michael Fisher, player of the game. Pioneers get a big win, second straight walk-off game, and they walk it off to finish their season. Take a short break. When we're back, we'll talk about what's next for the Front Range League here on KNB and the Front Range League Network.
Winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I am waiting for a bus at the end of the night, under street lamp, bent face flamed by the light. I'm going away, gone away, gone away. And the sun gonna shine on a brand new day. Must be somewhere.
Joined by my magical, marvelous, miraculous partner who has really put me under his wing in my first experience in the booth broadcasting, and I want to thank you, Lucas, for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. And before we get into the playoff schedule, I'd just like to thank you for doing that for me.
Well, I'd like to take a moment to just, first off, how grateful and how much of an honor it was to broadcast with you, to spend the summer with you. It's been an awesome time. And also just to have the opportunity to broadcast for Front Range League and KNEB. It's been an honor. It's been a privilege. I always like to say it's never goodbye. It's always until next time. Stealing it from one of my favorite bands, Shinedown, but it's always a quote that I like to live by. It's a long life, and it can be tough at times, but it's always a blessing getting a chance to broadcast sports, especially baseball.
It's a beautiful game that we get a chance to talk about for a couple hours with you every day. We're going to get to talk with you about it even more on Monday night at 6:35 tomorrow night in Fort Morgan at Eddie Underwood Field. It's going to be me and Danny DeBach on the call for both of those playoff games. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be back here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium at 6:35 once again. The Wranglers will be coming here. And then Game 3, if necessary, will be on Thursday at 6:35 in Gering. We've talked about the pitching depth that the Outlaws have, but baseball is such a funny game. We'll see if the baseball gods have the Wranglers on their side as we head into these playoff games, as they will need it for sure, as they are definitely down-manned compared to the Outlaws.
Yeah, and for whatever reason this year, the Outlaws have struggled with the Wranglers at times. The Pioneers actually ended up with a winning record against the Wranglers this season. So it kind of shows just how well the Outlaws have played against them. But again, the Outlaws have a ton of depth. They have the players. They've had the team all season that's put up a ton of runs, so they should be able to go get it done. But it's going to be tight, especially with some of the players the Wranglers will be getting from the Pioneers.
3 big bats in the form of Freckleton, Solis, the MVP, and Roth, who's shown excellent defensive catching skills throughout the short time he's been here.
Yeah, those 3 players. Those are big names. The Outlaws are getting Carter Simmons. He'll play for them. He's been a big bat as well. It's gonna be fun to see. I think it's gonna be fun to see some of those best players coming in and also kind of clashing in that championship series.
Well, we will see you tomorrow night on KFTM and the Front Range League Network. I'm Bob Parsons, joined by Lucas Macklin one final time. I hope you guys have a lovely Sunday evening.